I shot first and killed him, although he didn't even draw. Now I spent my lifetime running with the Mexican letters. Well, is there anything a man don't stand to do? When the woman holds him in her hand, just might find yourself out there or it's back in the dark, just running across those desert sands. Yeah.
And your name is?
Mary Jane.
Really?
First thing I remember knowing was a lonesome whistle blowing and a young'un screaming going up to ride on a freight train leaving town, not knowing where I was bound. No one to steer me right, but mother tried. When an older child from a family making mine, my mama seemed to know her little stuff. But on my Sunday learning, for the bad I kept on turning. Mama couldn't hold me anymore. When I turned 21 in prison, doing life without parole. No one could steer me right, but mama tried to raise me better, but her pleading I denied. There was no one but me to blame, 'cause mama tried. She tried so very hard to finish shoes, working hours without rest, wanted me to have the best. She tried to raise me right, but I refused. And I turned 21 in prison, doing life without parole. No one could steer me right, but mama tried to raise me better, but her pleading I denied. There's no one but me to blame, 'cause mama tried. I turned 21 in prison, doing life without parole. No one could steer me right, but mama tried to raise me better, but her pleading I denied. There's no one but me to blame, 'cause mama tried. There's no one but me to blame, 'cause mama tried. like a dove. They called her by name.
your cities I will free, and free all the people in the area. I would marry you, sweet William O. I would marry you, sweet William O. I would marry you, but your middies are too few. And I fear my mama would be angry, oh. What would your mama think, pretty piggy, oh? What would your mama think, pretty piggy, oh? What would your mama think if she heard my Guinness clink? Saw me marching at the head of my soldiers' home. Pretty Peggy, oh, if ever I return, all your cities I will burn. Destroy all the people in the area. Come stepping down the stairs, pretty Peggy, oh. Come stepping down the stairs, pretty Peggy, oh. Come stepping down the stairs, coming back your yellow hair. Bid a last farewell to your William. Sweet William, he is dead, pretty Peggy, oh. left for a man, and he's buried in the Louisiana country old. As we rode out to Venerio, as we rode out to Venerio, I kept it well in love with my lady like a dove, and he called her by name, pretty Peggy, oh.
Spider Pig, does whatever a Spider Pig does. Can he swing from a web? No, he can't. He's a pig. Look out, he is a Spider Pig.
I have seen where the wolf is slapped by the silver stream. I can tell by the mark he left you were in his dream. A child of countless trees, a child of boundless sea. What you are and what you're meant to be. Sings his name, though you were born to be Cassidy. Lost now on the country miles in his Cadillac. I can tell by the way you smile, he's rolling back. Come and wash the nighttime clean. Come and cool the scorched ground green. Blow the horn, tap the tambourine. Close the gap with the dark years in between. You and me, Cassidy. Quick beating and icy hot. I get cold from the coffee cart. There it goes, now here she starts. Here it part of the seabird, scattered like lost words. Wheel through the storm and flood. Fare thee well, let your life proceed by its own design. Nothing to tell, let the words be yours, I'm done with mine. Fare thee well now, let your life proceed by its own design. Nothing to tell, let the words be yours, I'm done with mine.
you don't ever know. Watch each country play it slow. Wait until that deal come out. Don't you let that deal go down, oh no. I've been gambling hereabouts for 10 good solid years. If I told you now, all they went down, get it burn up, both the old little ears. Goes to show you don't ever know. Watch each country play it slow. Wait until that deal go down. Don't you let that deal go down, oh no. Hard for me, tighten up my shoes. I hate to leave you sitting there composing them old lonesome blues. Goes to show you don't ever know. Watch each country play it slow. Wait until that deal go down. Don't you let that deal go down, no. Since it costs a lot to win and even more to lose, you and me bound to spend some time wondering what to choose. Goes to show you don't ever know. Watch each country play it slow. Wait until that deal come round. Don't you let that deal go down. Wait until that deal come round. Don't you let that deal
I remember when a dime bag cost a dime. You know what I mean?
There's mosquitoes in the river. Fish are rising like birds. It's been hot for 7 weeks. Too hot to even speak now. Did you hear what I just heard? See, it might have been a fiddle, or it could have been the wind. But there seems to be a beat now. I can feel it in my feet now. Listen, here it comes again.
There's a band at the
highway.
They're high-stepping
Oh, they're dancing in the child.
It's a rainbow full of sound, and it's fireworks collide.
Peace and cloud. Everybody's dancing. That's right. Come on, children. Come on, children. Come on and clap your hands. Well, the cool breeze came on Tuesday, and the moon came down and wide, and the stars were spinning dizzy. Lord, the man kept us so busy. We forgot about the time. There was bam bam description, like Joe's favorite choir. People joining hand in hand while the music plays the band. All of a sudden it's on fire. Greasy rooster crowing at night. Balls of lightning roll along. Old men sing about their dreams. Women laugh and children scream. My band keeps playing on.
Keep on dancing through the
Dancing
dim
through the
light. Breathe the morning air song. No one's noticed
The
but
band's all packed and gone.
was it ever
Will they ever hear it all? But they keep on dancing. Come on, children. Come on, children. Come on and clap your hands. Yeah. Well, the cool breeze came on Tuesday, and the corns and bumper crop, and the fields are full of dancing, full of singing and romancing. The music never stops.
right, that was the first set from July 3rd, 1978 at the St. Paul Civic Center up in St. Paul, Minnesota. Hope you guys are enjoying this. I very rarely get a chance to play full shows. I'm going to try to play most of this show, though. It's a long second set, so we might not get through it all. May have to wrap it up next week. Hopefully here in the next couple weeks, if not next week, the week after, we may be playing the second record to What a Long Strange Trip It's Been. And if we don't do it next week, by golly, I'm going to pull out some different things. You're listening to WAIF. A reminder to everybody, we are a community radio station. Go to WAIF883.org for more information on the station, updated programming information. You can also get smart and Android applications for your phone. Download us. Take us everywhere that you go. Yes, this little computer you carry around with you, you can take us everywhere thanks to modern technology. Also, if you guys do not know, that's how you become a member too. Yes, $25 is all it takes. It's quick, easy, virtually painless. We take all forms of credit and PayPal, so help us out. It's twice a year we ask for this. We don't really badger anybody the other 7, 8, 9 months a year, just fall and spring. So help us out. We are a community radio station on air since the mid-1970s, depending on you each and every spring and fall. If you have less than $25, any donation will be accepted, and we appreciate each and every dollar. Also, if you have more than $25, well, yay rah, you get to mention Ramblin' Rob, Taper Jesse, or the greatest story ever told in the remarks, comments, purpose field, and we'll make sure you get a nice little sticker and a newsletter, and also a button. And if you decide to take that tax return and spend it on something good, you can become DJ for a day with Taper Jesse and myself in studio. Headphones, microphone, 2 turntables, all that stuff that Beck had, and you can be Venus, Dr. Johnny Fever, or made up some moniker that you would like to be known by, and we'll call you that. All 2 hours. And you could do your own playlist, spin some tunes, I'll record it, give it to you. You can keep it for posterity's sake. Give it to your, will it, each successive generation, will this as one of your worthy possessions. Because it's a rare opportunity that you get to actually get on the radio. So, yeah, and you get to pretend to be a DJ like Taper Jesse and myself. Yay! Find Ramblin' Rob on Facebook, also YouTube, also Ramblin' Rob's Greatest Story Ever Told official Facebook page. I've got about 260 old shows on my channel on the YouTube account, so definitely check out some old shows. They're good, or they wouldn't be on there. Okay, a big shout out to Taper Jesse. He's a little under the weather tonight. Hopefully he's going to be feeling better in the next couple weeks, so hopefully he's up and running here like a fine-tuned clock in just a matter of days. So, big shout out to him. Everybody send some positive healing vibes his direction, which is the east side of Cincinnati. I'm from the west side, so we have the east side, west side thing going on when he comes in studio, and it's a beautiful, harmonious thing. Okay, let's run through today in Grateful Dead history. For those who missed it, a fairly active day in Grateful Dead history. Take a deep breath here. An unknown date in 1965, during the month of April, they played at the Menlo College in Menlo Park. 1968, the Electric Factory in Philly. 1969, the Electric Theater in Chicago. 1970, the York Farm at Net, Wisconsin. That was the Soundstorm Festival. 1971, the Fillmore East, and that was a good show. I think I played a tune or two about 4 or 5 years ago from that show. But 1971, Fillmore East, I think 4 tunes, about half, a little under half the second set was done with special guest Dwayne Allman. 1972, 100-Year Hall in Frankfurt, Germany, of course. An unknown date during 1975, during the month of April, the album Sea Stones was released. Yes, I may try to squeeze some Sea Stones in. I think that would be a good transition to the Notorious Joyous. So we might be able to squeak some of that in a little bit later. So get your earplugs, kids. 1977, Capitol Theater, Passaic, New Jersey. 1978, an unknown date during the month of April, Cats Under the Stars is released. 1983, the Spectrum in Philly. That was the last time they played Nobody's Fault Jam. 1984, Providence Civic Center, Rhode Island. That was Good Times with Bobby, Jerry, Phil. Without Bobby, Jerry, and Phil. And last Good Times. There you go. Real quick, real simple. Let's get on with some music. We are going to the second set on 7/3/1978. I'm sure it was a nice hot night up in St. Paul, Minnesota at the St. Paul Civic Center. We're going to be rolling through the second set. Again, a really nice, not a long one, a really nice Scarlet into Fire on the Mountain. Nice 19-minute tune between them. Then getting everybody up in the seats with a little Dancing in the Streets. Into drums, Not Fade Away. Stella Blue, into some Sugar Mag. And then they're going to encore with, I won't even tell you what that is. We'll just surprise you on that one. And then I'm going to be playing some different stuff. Like I said, maybe trying to throw some Sea Stones in. And also some stuff from a couple bands, which I'm going to quickly squeeze one in right now. This is a band that one of the guys that I know from the Fasty scene wanted to give this to me. So this is Iris Y. This is called Killer Greed. These guys are right up the road in Columbus. And kind of a little fishy. But yeah, check them out, man. was a little bit of Iris Wide there. Big thank you to the Disco Man for letting me know about that and sending that to me. I appreciate it. I think those guys are from right up the road in Columbus. More info online. That tune was called Killer Greed. Let's get on with some Grateful Dead. I'm going to be reading the 25 Principles of Being an Adult here in the second half of our program. Like I said, we're going to 1978. The time machine is set for July 3rd. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. It's a really nice second set.
Seen a spoon that large?
No, not since breakfast.
We certainly hope you all are planning on a safe and sane 4th.
Don't blow your fingers off, kids.
I was walking down Grosvenor Square. Into the wind, about a nip to the air. From the other direction, she was calling my. Could be an illusion, but I might as well try, might as well try. Had rings on her fingers and bells on her shoes. I knew without asking she was singing the blues. She wore scarlet begonias tucked into her coat. Right away, she was not like other girls, other girls. In the heat of the evening when the theater got rough, she was too bad to open, too cool to plug. As I picked up my matches and was closing the door, I had one of those flashes. I'd been there before, I've been there before. Ain't all been right, but I've never been wrong. Tell it to tell the way it does in the song. Once in a while you can get shown the light in the strangest of places if you look at it right. stand there for? Get up, get out of the door. Playing cold music on the barroom floor. Drowning your laughter and dead to the core. There's a dragon with matches that's loose on the town. Take a whole pan of water just to cool it down. Fire, fire on the mountain. Fire, fire on the mountain. Fire, fire on the mountain. Fire, fire on the mountain.
All right, well, we're going to switch gears a little bit here, since that was kind of a arbitrary break. You're listening to WAIF 80.3 FM. We're your local community radio station, kids. Become a member today, WAIF883.org. It's quick, easy. Just go to the website. You can become a member. $25 is all we ask. You can become a member today. Also, if you have friends or family members who would like to become a member, sign them up with that big old tax refund. And you're going to get one. It's right around the corner, right? Yeah. All right, well, we got something a little different tonight. We're going to try to get through. I was going to try to get through the July 3rd, but my computer decided it was a good time to restart and do an update. So we're going to take a little break and play some Planet Drum here. And we'll get back to this craziness that I like to call the Grateful Dead here in just a moment. Wanted to remind everybody again, we depend on you. Please help us. Now, we depend on you guys each and every spring and fall. And I would like to also give a big shout out to all the supporters, to WAIF, and especially to the greatest story ever told, who have donated in the past and helped us keep this thing going for almost 6 years. And it only with support from you guys is how we keep this rolling. Tabor Jesse, who usually is in here, is a little under the weather, so everyone sends some positive healing vibes his way. Out to the east side, just kind of sit there and everybody just focus their attention just for about 10 seconds. Okay, good. That's good. Okay, cool. And hopefully he'll be feeling fine. All right, well, let's get on with some Planet Drum here. You're listening to 88.3 FM, WAIF, and we are the real stepchild of radio, according to some people. I don't really know what that means. I don't really like it either, but hey, man, what can you do? Well, since I was having computer problems, I decided to throw a little Mickey Hart on. So there you go, guys. A couple tunes off Planet Drum just to get a little bit weird. You're listening to WAIF 88.3 FM in Cincinnati. Speaking of weird, I'm Ramblin' Rob. How you guys doing this evening? Hope you're having a good one. First tune you guys missed off that was Udo Chant, and that last one was called Island Groove. Always like Mickey Hart's solo albums. They're always funky. He's just a funky guy, man. Real quick, our 420 bit for the day, in case you guys missed it, on 5/13/97, Oxymoxia is certified gold by the RIAA. Finally, it was released in 1968, and it finally made it to that plateau in 1997. Guess better late than never. I guess good motto of the Grateful Dead. Anyway, I guess the guys did burn their first record, or their first gold record there when they got it for the Touch of Grey, I think it was. It's funny. Funny picture. You should look it up online. Well, since we are kind of jumping from the Grateful Dead to Mickey Hart, then we're going to be cruising back into the Grateful Dead. I saw this online the other day, and I think this is real. I don't think this is fake. So this is the Senator Chuck Schumer doing an interview, and it's just a little 2-minute snippet, but they were talking about the introduction of a federally decriminalization of cannabis, which is a good idea in as much as I come from a criminal justice background, surprisingly enough, and just running the figures on nonviolent drug offenders who are incarcerated times the dollars it takes to house them in a state or federal facility, it's staggering how much they pay just to lock up a bunch of potheads when you look on a 50-state and even the territories. When you look at their total expenditures, it's crazy. And I was alive when, Nancy Reagan was doing the DARE thing and everybody got on this big anti-drug kick, and, millions and billions of resources were put into this war, and they turned it into a global war going down to Colombia and over the Southeast Asia and the Middle East, et cetera, et cetera. And it didn't seem like to me like it's working too awfully well, because I just never noticed a real drop. Maybe, like crack or some stuff, they just came down on super hardcore with the enforcement. That dropped off, but there was always call it a seedy, a dark, a fun underbelly, people going out and having a good time, smoking, weed on the weekends or what have you, and not really bothering anybody but themselves, but still finding themselves on America's most wanted list. So hopefully that ends. I've known people in the past who have got arrested for silly things, and hopefully that'll end, because if you look at the total expenditures on these nonviolent drug offenses, if you put that towards infrastructure or education or any myriad of your favorite things that you want to do to help improve America, I'm sure that would help. It tends to, money tends to help things in America, and a lot of money tends to help things really quickly. So hopefully they'll put this, money they're going to get, if this really happens, towards some good fun. Like give us like a tax rebate or something.
People who want to smoke it freely.
And this is Chuck Schumer, by the way.
I will be introducing legislation to decriminalize marijuana at the federal level. This means that federal agents will not be arresting people, trying people for use of marijuana. And that's a very good thing. 63% of all Americans are for legalization of marijuana. We're only decriminalizing it. It's something that I think America is waiting for Congress to lead on, and I think this will help do it. Our bill has 5 components. First, we decriminalize marijuana. Second, we're going to make sure that each state has the right to decide. So if you're in a state that doesn't want to decriminalize, that's just fine. Third, we're going to do real research into THC and its effects on health. Fourth, we're going to do some set-asides so that minority and women businesses can get into this business. It shouldn't just be the big boys that come in. And finally, we're going to give the FTC the power to prohibit advertising for marijuana aimed at children, at kids under 18. Why now? Well, we have now seen a whole bunch of states either decriminalize or legalize, and people's lives are better, people have more freedom, and the parade of horribles, which opponents always used to bring up to scare people, increased crime, dramatic increase of other types of drugs by young people, none of that has happened. It's long overdue. First, I have seen families and lives ruined by people arrested, serving long sentences in jail for possessing or selling very small amounts of marijuana. Second, there's real discrimination here. But one of the things that motivates me is how unfair the enforcement of marijuana laws has been, and how many lives have been ruined or hurt very badly by enforcement unfairly and often with a racial bias. But third, and probably most importantly, it's just freedom. Why shouldn't people be able to do what they want, provided they're not hurting anybody else?
Words of wisdom there, sadly enough, from Chuck Schumer, but he's kind of a squirrely dude. But yeah, that's actually pretty logical when you think of it from his kind of standpoint. So hopefully that gets passed. Like he said, it's horrible on multiple levels. And some drugs are horrible. Yeah, and they should be criminalized, and some people should be executed for even possessing them. I'm all for capital punishment, but just a little bit of weed. It's always been kind of a minor thing when you look in the grand scheme of the rainbow that is the drugs that Americans consume on a yearly basis. It's always down at like the minor end of things. I worry more about people on heroin or crack or basically alcohol even. They're much more unstable than someone who has smoked marijuana. I've witnessed people smoking marijuana. I've witnessed their behavior, and a lot less threatening than someone who's heavily intoxicated on the alcohol. All right, well, let's get back to some Grateful Dead, guys. I'm off my soapbox now. I'm going to try to pick up where we left off. My computer decided it was an important time to restart because I needed this information. And not only did I need it right now in the middle of Fire on the Mountain. So we're going to finish up this Fire on the Mountain from 7/3/1978 out at the St. Paul Civic Center in beautiful St. Paul, Minnesota. Then going into Dancing in the Streets, Not Fade Away, and a little Stella Blue. If we have time, we'll finish up with some Sugar Magnolia. You're listening to Ramblin' Rob, Sans Taper Jesse. Jesse, hope you're feeling better, brother. Let's wrap this thing up.
Long distance runner with one foot out the door. Caught in slow motion in a
Man, you got big. How long's it been? 3, 4 months?
10 years.
10 years. Man, I gotta lay off the peyote.
Dancing, 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 dancing in the streets, dancing, dancing, dancing in the streets. Well, dancing, dancing, wow, 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 dancing, dancing, dancing in the streets, dancing, dancing, dancing in the streets, dancing, dancing in the streets. Dancing in the streets, dancing, dancing, dancing in the streets.
Everybody say
Dancing, dancing in the streets. Dancing, dancing, dancing in the streets.
everybody say
Dancing, dancing, dancing in the streets. Dancing, dancing, dancing in the streets.
You're listening to WAIF 88.3 FM in Cincinnati. I'm Ramblin' Rob. Thanks again for joining us. Become a member today, WAIF883.org. It's quick and easy, virtually painless. We would love you a long time if you do that. Mention Ramblin' Rob, Tabor, Jesse, or the greatest story ever told in the comments or remarks section. If you have more than that, we'd love to have it. If you have less, we'd love to have that too. Everybody loves a little Disco Dad. Stick around for the Notorious Joyous. He's up here next, getting his equipment set up even as I speak. I'm sure he's got a good share for you guys. So stick around. He's here every Thursday, 10 p.m. to we just never know when he's going to stop. All right, well, let's roll out of here from 1978, the show. St. Paul Civic Center, St. Paul, Minnesota. The date, July 3rd. I'll do a little drums. Then some Not Fade Away. And that might just be it, kids. We'll have to wrap this one up next week. Just a little bit of Stella Blue, some Sugar Mag, and a great little encore, an early version of Werewolves of London. Until then, I'm Ramblin' Rob. I'll speak for Tabor Jesse. He's not here, but big shout out to him. Hopefully he's going to be back in the saddle again here real soon. Ah, that's scary! I have to take a picture of that scary microphone. Scary microphone. All right, check Ramblin' Rob out on Facebook. Also, Ramblin' Rob's Greatest Story Ever Told official Facebook page. And also, Ramblin' Rob has a YouTube channel with about 260 old shows uploaded for your listening enjoyment. Some great random Grateful Dead for you guys. I'll check you kids out next week. Enjoy. 7/3/1978.
Show your blood, you drive me